Hi friends, welcome back to the last part of our art session. Do you remember before when we first started all of this, we talked about different kinds of sculptures that you might see down in the city of Chicago, and one of them was called a flamingo. It didn't look exactly like a flamingo, but take a look. Do you remember this one? That was made by a man named Alexander Calder, and he is a very famous artist. Now, while he did some paintings, let me show you his picture. While he did some paintings, most of his things that he made were sculptures. Now, here's the thing that's a little different about him. Well, first let me tell you a little bit about him. He was born a long time ago. He was born like in 1898, I think. I don't remember exactly. He's an American artist. He was born in Pennsylvania. But here's something really interesting about him. His grandfather was a sculptor who made famous sculptures in Pennsylvania. His dad was a famous sculptor who made sculptures that are in museums. His mom was an artist who painted famous paintings. Incredible. So then, when he got to be old enough to make a decision about a job, his family said, "We don't want you to be an artist." And he was like, "What?" But they said, "We think it would be better if you had a real job." I think art's a real job. But anyway, they wanted him to have a different kind of job. So he decided to become something called a mechanical engineer. Do you remember in our STEAM letters, there's that E, and it's for engineering? That's what he did. He built things and he made things, and he was very good at it. But all the time, he kept seeing art wherever he went. He was on a ship one time, and he looked at the sunset and wanted to paint it. He was visiting his sister, and he was out in nature and was looking at all the beautiful mountains, and he wanted to draw it. He kept wanting to be an artist. So, then a little while later, there was a toy maker in another country called Serbia, and he said, "I think you'd be really good at making some toys." He's an engineer. He thought, "I could make some toys." So he made a very famous set about a circus. And it went all over the world. People loved it. And that's when he kind of decided, I really just need to do art. So he was doing some sculptures one time, and he liked how the motors moved the sculptures, made them, here's a fancy word, are you ready? Kinetic. That means movement. But then he thought, I think I want to try something different. So he started making his sculptures that move outside so that the wind could move them. And they were very fabulous, very awesome. Have you ever seen a baby's crib? And sometimes overhead, there's something that hangs, and you might turn a knob, and it spins around slowly. Maybe it plays a little music. We call that a mobile. And that's what they would call his art that hung and swung.
Ooh, hung and swung.
Hung and swung.
You can see that in this picture. If you look really close.
He made that one, I think, out of wire to make it hang.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
So a lot of what he's famous for, even though that sculpture in Chicago doesn't move, a lot of his very famous work are things that move and made from different kind of pieces. Here's the other thing I found interesting. He had a friend who was an artist named Mondrian.
Ooh. Ooh.
If you've ever been in Mrs. Blackfeather's class, you might have done some artwork for Mondrian with red and blue and yellow, and you made him go into spaces. And Calder liked to use those colors too. So in a lot of his work, he's got the primary colors in his sculptures. This is, Professor Blackfeather has another picture.
Thank you,
some of his work.
Professor Buchanan. So here is a picture of a piece of his artwork. It looks like it's a little bit of a balancing. He did an awesome job with engineering this because it looks like it balances. So this is going to be one of the pieces of artwork that we're going to kind of use our own things that we're going to send to you. Some of this work you might just have to paint it yourself, or maybe use marker and stuff and decorate the bottom part of it. But you're going to receive a package that has some foam in it and some pipe cleaners and this tag board right here to make your own base, a triangular base. We are going to use that to kind of mimic and I should do it this way, a piece of his artwork. Does that look pretty cool?
I like how there's a moon on there.
Mm-hmm.
2 moons.
Maybe you're going to be making some moves. You might even choose to pick something different that you could do.
Maybe.
But the trick with this is that you are going to make yours so that it balances on both sides.
And moves a little bit.
Mhm.
Maybe if you blow on it, it would move.
Ooh, that would be pretty
Maybe.
cool. So, so you're going to do that on one of the days. And then on the next day, I think that's on Wednesday, and then
Maybe.
the next, which would be today.
Oh.
And then I think on Thursday, you're going to get to make more of a nature one.
Yeah, maybe one that hangs.
Mhm.
Now, I kind of started this a little crazy, but I found a stick and I had some string. Actually, it's yarn. And I didn't have enough time to find another nature piece. So I used some scissors, or squeezers as I like to call them. And I kind of started my mobile.
It balances on your finger.
Now, when I got this stick, I thought this is where it would balance.
Whoa.
But it didn't. So I had to kind of find the spot where it would be balancing. Now, if I were going to hang this, this is where I would attach at the balancing point, the string that would hang it up so that it balanced. Can
If
you
it
see
was
how it
hanging.
moves a little bit?
And she has scissors on the end of hers, but you could choose to do, if you find a branch at home, or maybe around your neighborhood, you could see if you can find one just about as big as this, maybe even a little smaller. That's
Maybe.
totally fine. Just not too huge because it might be really, really, really hard
And
to
heavy.
hang and heavy
Yeah.
to hang a big, huge branch. But you can be able to make your own hanging. Using either like yarn or twine, or some people might want to use like fishing line. And then you can also, Professor Buchanan had used scissors here. So you could use some stuff that you find from around the house for the hanging portion, or you can look outside for maybe some different things like pine cones.
Oh, that would be
or,
fun.
even too, if it were just like hanging some flowers to kind of make it look pretty.
Maybe.
Rocks might be a little bit hard, but you might be
Might be
able to
tricky.
find small ones that you can balance. And the trick is to be able to balance it on both sides.
Maybe even some other sticks.
Yes.
It's up to you because that's the great thing about art. It's how you make it.
And you get to engineer it
Yes.
how you want to engineer it. It's totally up to you. Awesome. Very cool idea. So that's going to be Wednesday, which is today. And then Thursday, which is tomorrow, you can do those activities. And just a reminder, you don't have to get all of this stuff done on these days. You can
No.
save this for the weekend if you want to have time on the
Or
weekend.
next week. Or
We're just giving you the information now so that you know how to do it and what you're going to be doing. Sound like a plan?
plans, Dan.
Awesome.
Ready to go. Who's the next dude?
All right, so on Friday, we are going to be having this. This is kind of a cool guy. I don't have a lot of information on him because it seems interesting that there's not a lot of information on him. But his name is Jean, J-O-A-N, Miro. Can you say Jean Miro?
Jean Miro.
Awesome. So he was born in Barcelona.
That's in Spain.
And this is what he looks like. And he was born in 1893, and he lived 1893, and then he lived until 1983.
Oh my goodness, that's almost 100 years.
That's a long time. Oh my goodness. So he was best known for doing paintings, but he also liked to do sculptures.
Fun.
And so around, whoops, thank you. In Barcelona, quite often, you might see some of his artwork in sculpture form. Now take a look how cool this stuff looks. Does it look like a kid might have made this?
It looks like it's something I might make.
But that's what he also did with his paintings. His paintings looked an awful lot like this. Very simplistic, surrealistic.
Oh, that's a fun word.
That's
Surrealistic.
Surrealistic. All right, so these are some 3 of the main ones that we're going to be talking about, because guess what? right here, and you're going to have this on your lesson plans, you're going to be able to kind of take a look at these sculptures that he made and use things, recycled things from around your house, like paper towel rolls or forks, or if you could see closely, this guy right here has a fork sticking out of the top.
Oh,
and
he's
that
lucky.
looks like this guy who has a fork sticking out of the top.
Interesting.
Isn't it cool? All right, so you're going to get a chance to be able to construct and make your own sculptures, Miro sculptures.
Fun.
You
So
can
some
paint them
Calder,
yourself too. Mhm.
some Miro. Sculptures that stand, maybe. Sculptures that balance. And sculptures that are kinetic. They move.
Woo, that's pretty cool. So this is going to be a fun week of finishing up with some fun activities and stuff. And just remember, you can do them whenever you have time.
True story.
You might want to start gathering or go, hey, this would be perfect for this type of sculpture. I'm going to keep it in a box or a bin or something somewhere so that when you have time to actually go and construct it and put it all together, then you have all your pieces there. We'd love to see the pictures.
Please send us pictures.
Make sure to send pictures on our Google Photos. And don't forget to check the links below because we have lots more fun information about these artists as well as the activities that you're going to be doing, directions and things like that.
There might even be a few extra activities.
Ooh,
You never know.
You never know.
We might surprise you.
We're tricky that way.
Tricksters.
Okay. All right. So it was so good to have you with us for these 2 weeks of our art discovery. And we're looking forward to the next session, which is our last session. Oh my goodness, how
no.
fast time has gone. Which is going to be creatures great and small.
Tiny.
So we're excited about coming up with some fun activities and things for you to do for that. But for now, we'll see you later, alligators.
In a while, crocodile.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.